resume, third all-time in Division I as far as points, right behind Kelsey Plum, National Coach of the Year, the winningest coach in Maryland basketball history. You've been a part of the couple of those NCAA appearances as well, as she has 20 under her belt, but we gear things up here at the Dome as Maryland tips that back to Syracuse, and the Orange start off with the rock. As you're looking at the starting five, the throws, Woolley, Velez, Wood, and Verjao starting things out for Syracuse. Off the deck, Velez with the flood pass. Baseline three, good. We saw that in practice earlier. Great execution.
Great execution, absolutely. And we know what they can do offensively. This is a high prowess scoring offensive team. But right here, I want to see what they get done defensively on this first possession.
Points are not a hard thing to come by for Syracuse. They're coming into this game averaging 89 points. Off the deck, the two, good. So Kaylene Smikle, as we mentioned, has been leading the way for them offensively. Mention their foundation, the confidence that they're trying to build. Coach said this is a group that does everything together without me having to say so. We'll see how they can build on that confidence in this game. Smikle takes the bump. She'll get 2 free throws at that foul going against Isabel Verjao. So Smikle, as we mentioned, will step up to the free throw line where she's shooting 92%.
This is an area, Angel, where Coach Jack really wants to improve specifically defensively, is keeping your man in front of you, not letting teams turn the corner and get downhill so easily.
So Smikle with the first 4 for the Terps. Woolley didn't like the look from baseline. We'll reset everything at the top of the key with Velez. Velez off the bounce, held up. Another short shot clock. Woolley outside, drains the three for the second triple for the Orange.
Woolley, another one of those inside-out scorers, can hit it from beyond the arc. You have to know where she is. That's too easy of a shot.
Take the lead there by 2. Smikle sends it around the perimeter. And how about the response?
Ooh, okay, I smell a little shootout.
I like it. Syracuse finished last year 24-8. They were actually 14-3 at home. So you think about them losing the last game at home. This is a place that they've been able to protect in years past, as another look for Georgia Woolley leading the way.
Yeah, Woolley is not playing games in this matchup, Angel. I watched the press conference.
Smikle blocked. Woolley got a hand on that one. And here come the Orange.
Syracuse is doing a great job executing defensively, specifically packing in that paint, making it absolutely difficult for Maryland to get into the box.
This look, perfect, as Velez looks at Coach like, I think that's a bit better than the last one.
That's that patience, that poise, getting in a great post entry.
So Syracuse also answering the challenge from Coach Jack on the defensive end as they pick up their 3rd block of the game.
It's that length there, the length that we talked about.
Woolley, corner, 3. Saturday at noon Eastern, freshman female Cooper Flag and Con Knipple lead the number 6 Blue Devils against Walker. You know, that's a game that he's excited to get back to. We had a rough night against Kansas just the other day, but has been absolutely phenomenal watching Cooper Flag take the floor in the helm for men's basketball this season. You mentioned McDaniel having to slow down, find her rhythm. I think she looked in rhythm after knocking down that 3.
And McDaniel's a player, she's always thinking that next best action mentality. She's not going to hang over the previous possession. She's going to continue to work. She's a workhorse.
So Journey Thompson able to knock down. Journey Thompson spent 2 seasons, or the 2 prior seasons at Arizona State. Battled with injury as well. Les will take a seat. Yasu at the top of the key sends it to Cheyenne Sellers, who's short on the 3. All right, DeBerry tried another look, and you got to credit Syracuse for not fouling underneath.
Oh yeah, they're playing disciplined defense. They have that size advantage, that length. You just got to get those arms straight up, and they can be absolutely disruptive.
Olivia Schmidt, freshman out of Staten Island, setting things up for Syracuse. Short on the attempt. Gets her own miss. Another one the net there.
Schmidt, the smallest player on the court right now, follows her shot, gets the rebound, sneaks in there and able to put it back. I love the effort.
Has scored in each game, 2 points to be exact. We'll see if she can continue with it. The fiery defense from Olivia Schmidt gets the steal. The look underneath, a bit short, but another offensive board. Sophie Burrows buries it.
That's what Sophie Burrows does really well. Her ability to shoot, she has that length where she can knock it down.
Sophie Burrows
coming off of a high in a win like that, it's guaranteed. Even for Syracuse, they're more motivated to beat you, especially with the loss that they had. So yeah, Maryland, they've got to pick up that energy.
They are one of their last 11, and that one is much needed as Bri McDaniel knocks down her second triple. Less than a minute to play, 5 on the shot clock for Syracuse. Bounce pass underneath, a lot of bodies surrounding her as Georgia really won't be able to get it off in time. Cheyenne Sellers finally on the board. Now just starting 0 for 2, but finding the rhythm off of that screen.
And that has to be a relief for the Terps to see her get rhythm, because this is the star player of the team.
Less than 10. Schmidt sends it to the corner. A nice look at the rim. Another look outside. Burrows! Sophie Burrows with Syracuse getting their first win in the NCAA tournament last season as well. She has continued to be better and better with each season.
She is such a great leader, such a fun coach to watch. Georgia Woolley talked about in the press conference the passion that she coaches with. She fuels this team with that energy.
There was a point where she was having a discussion with her team after shoot-around, and we were like, Coach, we're available if you need us to.
Listen, I was inspired hearing her talk to the team. I was ready to go out there and start playing.
Rebound completely ripped out of the air for Syracuse as they get another opportunity. How about them on the glass? 10 second chance points. Maryland with 0. Too many steps. So Kyra Wood will turn that one over as Syracuse will pick up their 5th turnover. Dalce with 1 foul, as well as Poppin Barger with 1 as well for Maryland. The deflection again for Syracuse. We cannot speak highly enough of how this team has done a complete 180 on the defensive end. Shooting amongst the trees. Up and under. Kyra Wood finding space for the 2.
She's so athletic, so agile in the paint, and we saw that there on the move.
DiBiase off the mark, but able to track this one down. So off the foot. So foot race for Maryland, and at the top of the key. Did not reset. They have 6 seconds. Schmidt tried to run out. DiBiase gets blocked at the last second by Thompson. That's the 3rd of the game. The other one was a deflection. Direct quote from Coach Jack: playing stronger defense, creating more turnovers, forcing shot clock violations, not playing stagnant has to be the priority, and it looks as such. Woolley off the bounce for 2. Count it.
It's that defense. That defensive energy is what fuels the offense. But Syracuse, they got to get back in transition. Maryland, they like to get out and go.
Schmidt for the 3. Olivia Schmidt. Could fix the laces on the ball.
It's a great find by Bri McDaniel. She played point guard in her day, so she has that IQ. She can make the great reads. Defense sucks in. You kick it out to the corner, and who better than an open Cheyenne Sellers?
So Maryland able to string together a couple of buckets in the last few possessions and getting stops on the other end as well. Cheyenne Sellers with 5 points sends it off to the corner, and another bucket for Bri McDaniel.
Now defense sort of backed off a little bit, and that shot was open. She is such a great decision maker on her attack.
We're seeing a different look in the eyes of Bri McDaniel. As we mentioned too, her play in the second half, she had 11 of her 15 against Duke then. It's kind of crazy we actually have to add the Pacific time for those that may be watching with the new alignment of the conferences this season.
So exciting, though, to see what unfolds as we add such great teams to the conference. Coast-to-coast action.
McDaniel has had the hot hand to start the second quarter, looking to add more, and does. 9-0 run for the Terps.
Again, her decision-making, wide open lanes. She drives it in the finish.
Coach Jack said, if there is a middle drive, that's the most disrespectful thing that we can have against our defense. We have to gang defend. Dalce underneath gets another one as Maryland. Her role change as well, and you'd love to see how she's been able to really infuse herself within this offense in that new role.
And that speaks to her selflessness. You know, last season, she took the time to get into the film room, take on more of a point guard position as she gets the steal here. That energy from Bri McDaniel is so contagious. She is the X factor, a difference maker in this game. But again, speaks to her selflessness. Whatever the team needs, she does.
You mean like picking up full court as well? As she was looking at Angelica Velez like, you're not going to touch the rock.
Got the little tip right there, too.
Almost got the poke away. As Syracuse, on a bit of a scoring drought of their own, have not scored in the last 3 minutes and counting. Maryland has outscored Syracuse 13-4 in this second quarter with 4:40 left in this second frame. Almost coughed up by McDaniel. And Cheyenne able to send it to the corner. Short shot clock. And a nice look underneath. We mentioned the poise, too, that we've seen that is a lot different from the first quarter to the second for Maryland.
Yeah, just being able, in the timeout, going over some things, picking apart the defense or packing in the paint. But once you attack, that help side has to come. The drop pass is there. Sailor Poffenbarger has great IQ. That was a great dump into Kubek.
15-0 run for the Terps. Look at the bodies on the floor, the hustle play leading for Syracuse. The dish underneath in a selfless play.
I love that. Velez rewarding Wood. You get the rebound, you get that hustle play. It went to her, but guess what? She gave it right back to her big. Excellent pass there.
And that's how you sustain a run as well. But when you did that from the corner, how about Poffenbarger?
So dynamic in her play. I'm talking about Sailor Poffenbarger here. The transfer from Arkansas. Absolutely talented. Another great pickup for Brenda Fries.
It's been her freshman year at UConn. You mentioned the 2 seasons at Arkansas. She started all 30 games last year for the Razorbacks. So a foul on the play at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Both matches are right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Got all East Coast, West Coast competitions throughout all sports this week in the ACC.
We said it was raining threes in the first quarter. We're seeing a little bit of the remnants of that in the last couple of plays. Dish pass, Sellers underneath, and the block out of bounds. They'll say it's deflection out of bounds. And nice hands for Journey Thompson. Poffenbarger sends it outside. Kubek.
What we saw in that last game against Duke is how dynamic Maryland's offense can be. I think that was a bit unexpected this early on. Their capability to be able to hit shots from outside, being able to go inside and out.
So Kubek knocks down the 3 after a lot more discipline that we're seeing on the offense for Maryland.
Getting the block there and then able to draw the foul as she was pursuing an attack.
Out of Aurora, Ohio, said, I am also somewhat the GM of the team as well. Understanding what the locker room has to look like, and said, I wanted to stay with Maryland because after having discussion with my parents, They said, have they delivered on everything? And she said, yes, has grown so much as Maryland continues to pile on the points underneath.
There's no answer for for Smikle as she drove into the lane.
So we're even at 15 for points in the paint. But Maryland has really turned it up a notch on the defensive end. Another look underneath. Georgia Woolley. One on the shot clock. They'll have to heave and can't. Another defensive.
Maturation is what I've been very impressed with throughout her entire career.
Under a minute to play in the first half. Right now, Maryland with a 10-point lead after being down 6 in the first quarter. Full court pass, and that's a way to get points on the board.
That's how you answer. Great hustle, great pass by Woolley, and great rim run.
About a 3-second difference between game and shot clock. Sellers to the corner. Smikle knocks down the triple. And Syracuse has about 10 seconds to work with as we close out the first half. Olivia Schmidt at the rim, didn't like it, only has a second left, and they will not get a look before the half. That shot will be no good, and Maryland owned the second quarter, outscoring Syracuse 18-9 in her tenure at Maryland. And if you're hearing a round of applause, it's because they are acknowledging the Asia Fair, who is in attendance now to take in this action between Syracuse and the 11th ranked Maryland. So outside a tip, no good for the first look for Syracuse. Dalce switches positions in the paint and gets it.
There's nothing you can do about that. She's so agile, so athletic, so easy to turn around and get to the other side of the paint.
Tapping the ball at the top of the key. That was deflected, so no look there for Syracuse. Up the floor as Burrows able to intercept that one. Velez, 2-on-1 opportunity and gets the roll.
Great momentum there for Syracuse. This will be a big possession for them defensively. Can they get the stop?
So the carry against Sellers, that will be a turnover. As a part of that NCAA burst squad, so understands what Coach Jack is doing here and fully trusts how she challenges this team. Deflection, gets it back. The cleanup good for Kyra Wood.
We talk about poise a lot this game. That's how you stay with it. The block was there, but she stayed with it. Not only was she under the basket, she backed out, gathered herself, got herself in a great shot position and scored.
Kyra Wood, who had 19 points against Niagara, has been the force for them in the paint as Georgia Woolley able to push the pace for the Orange. Virgil off the deck, a lot of contact and the offensive foul called against her. 8 seconds to work with for the Terps. Kubek gathered and actually out of Elkton, Maryland, the 6'2" senior, averaging about 6 points this season, second year at Maryland after transferring from Towson.
Another one of those plagued with injury, and Brenda Freeze said the biggest thing for Kubek is her confidence. Bring that confidence back on the court. She said sometimes she feels as though she has more confidence than Kubek does herself.
Sometimes you have to infuse that into players. You can see them evolving as the season progresses. Good look at the rim, just rolls off the front edge for Sinai Wilson.
How about seeing her on the floor?
And an easy look underneath for Allie Kubek. It's a couple of different players, or a few players rather, on both sides that have really worked their way back through injury. You mentioned Allie Kubek, tore ACL 2 seasons ago in the preseason, but finding her way within this program. Kyra Wood actually was recruited by Coach Jack in her senior season. She is from Buffalo, New York. She said, I didn't want to go to Buffalo. I didn't want to stay home. But how about this? It turns out that she still gets to coach her now that she is at the helm and the head coach for Syracuse. Talks about her fandom of the Bills Mafia. So it's always nice to see that too. So here comes Syracuse on a bit of a run after cutting into that deficit at halftime.
But it starts on this end. They're going to have to get stops to scores. You can't let easy buckets like that happen. But easier said than done because, again, Bri McDaniel's a freight train when attacking the paint.
Bri McDaniel now with 11 points. And the answer on the other end by Camp.
It's nice to see that shot coming from Camp.
And a foul on the other end. Smikle will get 2 free throws here. Second trip to the free throw line for Smikle has been perfect on the night and continues that. 3 players in double figures now for Maryland, McDaniel, Kubek, and Smikle. This is the type of team that's very blue collar. They work for that. That's something that they're awarded at. Kaylene Smikle lost it behind her. She was trying to work her way up the court. Camp had numbers as Wilson was trying to see if she can get it underneath, but of course, Kyra Wood cleaning up.
Wood is just absolutely everywhere, whether it's on the defensive end, offensive end. Anything's done. Yeah, offensive foul, wishing her all the best in her career, but just what a joy to watch her while she was under Coach Jack at Buffalo, then trusting her to come over to Syracuse, and now seeing her live out her dreams on the professional level. Such an amazing talent. Obviously, one of the huge reasons why Syracuse was so successful last season. Able to make that run, came to a close loss against UConn. How about Kyra Wood? Kyra Wood now with 14 points. Shooting 60% from the field. Another offensive foul going against Maryland, which will be the 10th for Maryland. Camp. Poffenbarger thought about it, sends it back to Tibiasu for the triple. That's her second triple of the night. Mentioned Tibiasu, the transfer from BCU, the A-10 Player of the Year. An A-10 first team. So many different weapons on this roster now. The 2 new faces before taking down Duke. Moving up a couple of spots now as they take on Syracuse. Picked to finish 4th behind USC and UCLA. UCLA and Ohio State. How exciting is Big Ten Conference? I mean, you almost have to look twice. Like, okay, how many different teams do we have in different, conferences now? As Tibiasu could line it up for another triple, and it will go against Maryland in the bonus as we're just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. To really capitalize on the glass, specifically on the offensive end, allowing second chance opportunities. Some suits that she really fought for with administration, saying how many opportunities do these women actually have to say, I have a tailored suit. So walking away from their experience here, knowing that they have that in their bank. Nice look for Allie Kubek at the rim, who's been phenomenal in this game so far. Has 13 points, leading the way for Maryland. Maryland really establishing their identity, having that balanced attack. If I'm these Big Ten teams watching, who, Angel, do you even key in on? Because everybody is a threat. Cheyenne gives a nice floater. 7 points now for Cheyenne Sellers.
we're approaching the 90-second mark here in the third quarter. Georgia really has been quiet since the first quarter. We mentioned the 10 points she rattled off early, had the 3 in the second quarter with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Going at Burrows, turns around, fade away as it rolls off the rim as we're under a minute to play in the third. So Wood got deflected there, but Syracuse able to get the ball back.
Maryland's looking really tired right now. I could tell that in the last offensive possession. Syracuse can take advantage here on the last shot.
8-second difference between the game and shot clock. Kemp up top, taking her time, coming off the screen. Burrows with 9. And a foul with the reach-in. TBS American University at the Dean Smith Center. And Saturday at noon Eastern, freshman phenom Cooper Flag and Con Knipple. So basically, just keep all of your devices up. You got your iPad, you got your television, you have your computer. Basketball coming at you nonstop.
Nonstop indeed. The ACC, great teams, great matchups.
5 on the shot clock. The dish underneath as Kubek got fouled with 4.3 left, and a frustrating foul for Georgia Rulli as she picks up her third, has a discussion with Coach Jack on the sideline. What frustrating, too, with 4.3 left on the game clock to close out the third. Allie Kubek rims that one in and out, and how about Maryland?
To their ability, seeing what we saw in that last matchup against Duke, Syracuse didn't have to lock in.
Bri McDaniel checks in for the tip, just short. And Kyra Wood brings that series to an end as well as the third quarter. So 3 frames down. It has been a great one here at the Dome. Maryland with the edge, 61-52 on both sides of the ball. So we're seeing that on display. I mean, starting off with a 3-0 record coming into this game. The turnover for Sellers to start the fourth quarter gets the tie-up underneath on Kyra Wood. Now with the jump, Syracuse was able to get it back underneath. Georgia Rulli pulls up, back iron, and she has struggled. Christina Dalce.
Yeah, she's got the mismatch. Got to feed her.
Smikle for the reach, and Dalce able to get it back, rolls off the front of the rim both times. Some contact between Sellers and Potts.
She said, y'all can give me the ball. I'm going to pad my own stats there. It's so good.
I mean, she's covered by 3 different Syracuse jerseys and still finds a way to just about being herself, being able to find a rhythm this season.
Yeah, we talked about it. Same thing, right? Her defense, her rebounding. She's always had that, but she looks so different. Fits so much better in with this Maryland program. And not to knock Villanova, but it is all about fit. And she talked about Coach B, the confidence that she instills in her, and it shows in her game.
Played 3 seasons at Villanova, but what a start here with Syracuse. 2 double-doubles through the first 3 games.
She fits perfectly into the philosophy that Brenda Freeze plays with.
Like that, and deflection on 2 different attempts from Wood, but the foul will be committed on the opposite side of the rim. Kaylene Smikle picks up the foul on that previous play. Another one here. Virgil with 4 fouls, the only player on both sides with 4. As we have 8 minutes left in this final frame. Gotta love the pace in which Dominique Camp plays with the 3 outside. You gotta like that too.
That's the spark they need, and that's what Coach Jack likes. You talk about that pace. They want to get up and down, get quick shots. Now they got to get it done here on the defensive end. Keep chipping away at it.
Chipping away indeed, but Allie Kubek preventing that. We've seen her score from the top of the key. We've seen her score on both sides of the rim. She's just been solid for them in this game.
Absolutely. She's a very dynamic scorer. She's dynamic on both ends of the floor. That possession, mouse in the house, so she got in the paint. Great finish there. Great move by Bri McDaniel. Change of speed. Little hezzy.
You almost ask, what can't she do? When you have a player that you say, right away, I want her in the foxhole with me, as well as Isabel Verjao, able to get on the board as well. Those are her first points of the ball game. Has been in and out, dealing with the foul trouble throughout, playing with 4. As Dalce had to send that back out. Camp. Smikle takes the bump. Get you set for Wake Forest, North Carolina at 8 p.m. Kaylene Smikle back at the free throw line. She has found a house there, basically, in this ball game. And 5 for 5. Coming in, shooting 92% from the free throw line. Woolley finally gets a bucket in the second half. With Bri McDaniel at the top of the key. Kubek, triple, short. And a rare miss for Kubek in this ball.
Camp has been playing very well.
And then Kyra Wood checks back in as well as Journey Thompson takes a seat.
Exactly.
Wood has 14 points and 9 rebounds, looking for that double-double. First look, gets the rebound, and there, you got it. Double-double in the points.
I like that look. I like that feed to Kyra Wood with Kubek on her. She has the athletic advantage there. That's a drive-by every single time, and then we love the effort on the glass.
2-possession game with Syracuse surging. They're outscoring Maryland by 3. Smikle rims that one in the right place for that rebound. Kaylene Smikle with 3 rebounds on the night.
Have that experience myself. It was just so amazing. That was definitely hands down my favorite season of my college career.
Special moment indeed. Congrats are in order for you, and especially to see your sisters back in attendance and in the building as well. When you posted that on social, I was like, wait a minute, are you engaged? Am I going to get some type of, invite in the mail? But still, it's a nice ring indeed.
Nice ring, yeah. Waiting on that other ring, but yeah, rocking those rings while I'm here.
Deflected at the top of the key by Camp. And Georgia Woolley missed Sophie Burrows that leaked out, but called her own number and gets the 2.
Now you see this is exactly what Syracuse needs.
In their previous game against Duke, how do they respond against the Orange here tonight? Also seeing back-to-back ACC teams. And Verjao not happy with that last call. That will be her 5th if it stands. And that run for Syracuse, mainly because of the extra opportunities that were caused because of their length on the inside. Taylor Parfenbarger gets another one at the free throw line and knocks both of them down. Parfenbarger now it's 5 points. Cheyenne Sellers in the ball game at that last dead ball. She went out of the game at the 6:10 mark in the 3rd. So well rested. As back-to-back fouls for Syracuse and more free throws.
To be able to draw that foul.
Kaylene Smikle with 15 points, 4 rebounds. The transfer from Rutgers finding the home now with Maryland and drains both.
I'd love to see Wood get a touch. Or Burrows.
Why not?
I am mad at the 3.
Still a 2-possession game, just down 6 for the Orange. Plenty of time. It's been a fun fourth quarter with Syracuse edging Maryland by 3. Smikle. Why not?
Lots of miscues for Syracuse, especially in their ball screen defense, something that they have to clean up. But great shot there, great shot, great 3 by Smikle.
Smikle came into this game shooting 70% from the three-point line. Already knocked down 7 coming in, and we've seen her continue. For Brenda Freeze to talk about the different type of players that she's been able to bring within. She said, Smikle is a dog. She said, I feel like it's the biggest grad in the portal, and compared her to the likes of a Diamond Miller and Alyssa Thomas because her team is fighting.
Oh yeah, Angel. I didn't feel like taking off these heels, first of all, but second, you look back at that game against St. Joe's, they were able to go on a run in the last 4 minutes. They picked up the intensity on defensive end. That's exactly what they need to do now. Starts right here with the defense.
Talk about defense for Syracuse. She challenged them. She said the last 2 practices have been all defense. Believe that they responded very well. She said giving up 84 points to anybody, I don't care if it's the Laker, that's not what we do. And it's a recipe for a disaster. And holding Maryland to 77 right now, you have to be thrilled.
Yeah, and they've got to finish strong in this last minute 20. But great offensive possession there by Maryland. It's been the name of the game, driving, attacking, and that dribble drop.
And finishing the series, too. But Smikle thought she got bumped. Instead, it will be a travel call as she went to the floor with the ball. So Syracuse will get it under 8-point game. 69 seconds left. Burrows had it knocked out of her hands, looking for help at the top of the key. Camp with plenty of time. But the deflection underneath as Wood tried to see if she could send it to the corner, and Georgia Woolley, her 4th foul of the game, under a minute to play, but pauses the game because Maryland in the bonus now after that foul. So now you start thinking, what do we need to see from the offense?
Try to work their way inside out.
Thompson. That's the easiest 2 I've seen for Syracuse all night.
It's great execution, situational play under the basket. Now they've got to get it done on the defensive end. In spite of having that matchup last season, you really couldn't go to the film room because of how different these teams are. And we've seen it on full display, especially with Maryland and how dynamic they've been in their attack.
Cheyenne was waiting to see if Syracuse was going to foul, and of course Georgia Woolley cannot foul there because she is the 4. So Thompson takes a foul. So Cheyenne Sellers will step up to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Brings that one out. Knocks that one down, and the final timeout called for Syracuse. Who does it go to? Burrows gets it at the top of the key, pulls from the top, and just wide left, and a really scary fall underneath. Hyra Wood, and the awkward look, just a lot there as Sailor Poffenbarger took the fall, was holding her right ankle. But even for Kyra Wood,
yeah, she got kicked in the face there accidentally.
In the back of the head, and
just not able to connect on the shot from Sophie Burrows.
Kyra Wood will pick up her first foul of the night, and more free throws here for Maryland. Sailor Poffenbarger knocks down the first one.
In the blood. Mira McLean subbed in for Maryland. What a luxury for Brenda Freeze to be able to have that depth, to be able to do those defensive substitutions in crucial moments like this.
Georgia Woolley, top of the key, can't connect, and that's what's hurt Syracuse to close out the game. They'll send it up, and now just a little bit of keep away as Syracuse decides not to foul as we're in the final seconds of this ball game. So as time runs out, Maryland will take down their 2nd consecutive ACC team with the win over Duke on Sunday. And now Syracuse as they move on to 4-0 on the season. They'll see Townsend on November 17th, and Syracuse will drop to 1-2 on the season.